Hello and welcome to a National Youth Voices broadcast. I don't have anyone calling in just yet, but maybe we'll watch some videos or something on maybe some climate things. I know there's a lot going on, and I heard recently that maybe flight costs were gonna skyrocket, or the flight plans will have to be longer because of wars and stuff, so that burns up more fuel, and maybe we'll get into like some environment stuff, I'm thinking, just until some people call in and we could talk about what's going on in their community and stuff like this. I'll just be going on YouTube. I'll look up climate news 2026 or environmental news. Maybe I'll look up some articles. Environment Canada, because we're in Canada. Let's see what Canada's up to. There's some stuff on canada.ca. Let's check that out. News January 19, 2026. Following a record-breaking global heat in 2023 and 2024, in a comparably warm 2025, global temperatures are expected to remain at historically high levels. This is bad news. I do not like the heat. Environment and Climate Change Canada's latest global mean temperature forecast indicates that 2026 will likely be among the hottest years on record, comparable to 2023 and 2025. 2026 is predicted to fall in the range of 1.35 degrees Celsius and 1.53 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels, meaning that global temperatures will remain at above pre-industrial levels. Meaning that global temperatures will remain at least 1 degree above pre-industrial levels for the 13th consecutive year. Alright guys. As global warming continues to affect people, communities, and infrastructure across Canada and around the world, access to reliable climate data supports informed planning and decision-making that helps protect Canadians in the place they call home. Taking action to prepare for and prevent the impacts of climate change is not just a moral obligation, it's an economic imperative. Building climate resilience is economically smart, fiscally responsible, and essential to protecting Canadians for generations to come. I'm wondering what these solutions are. Here's a quote from the Honorable Julie Dabrusin, Minister of the Environment, Climate Change and Nature. Canadians are already experiencing the impacts of changing climate, from extreme heat to increased risk to communities and infrastructure. This latest global temperature forecast provides important science-based information to help governments, decision makers, and communities better understand what lies ahead and plan accordingly. By investing in trusted climate science, we are supporting informed decisions that strengthen resilience and preparedness across the country. Okay, so we want to be investing in trusted climate science, and we want to listen to our scientists. Alright guys, what are we thinking? How do we cool down? How do we stop the global warming? Maybe we need to carpool more. And maybe some factories need to be held accountable from smoke and chemical vapors. Here's a video from City News. Again guys, if you guys want to call in, the link in the description, the password is youth1, no capitals. And I'd love to hear about what goes on in your community, and maybe we could talk about climate change and how your community takes action to better our earth. Let's watch this video here.
The temperature is expected to drop this week across much of Alberta. And if that winter weather has you dreaming of hosting summer days, well, you may be in luck, as the Environment Canada is forecasting 2026 to be among the hottest years on record.
The last thing I want is to be hotter this year, so So I'm not happy about that.
Yes, I'm all for it. I just think because, living here for about 10 years or so, the weather has kind of limits you to doing things outdoors, you end up staying inside.
While the reaction to warmer temperatures is mixed, Environment Canada says the world is getting hotter and forecasts the globe to be 1.44 degrees Celsius warmer in 2026 due to an increase in greenhouse gas emissions. But Alberta could be less warm.
The region around Alberta is a little bit less in that direction right now, possibly because of we're starting the year with a large snowpack, but there are a lot of uncertainties this far ahead.
I'm all for warmer weather. I think that does go back to global warming, which is obviously, not good.
There's nothing I can do about it. It's the way of the world right now, right? Climate change is happening. It's silly.
That's kind of funny. He wants it to be warmer, but it's not supposed to be that warm.
To deny it.
Merrifield says the rising temperatures can lead to more wildfires, a worrying situation for this Edmontonian.
That's what I'm really worried about is forest fires. And that smoke. That smoke is a killer.
While 2026 may not approach the 2024 record of 1.55 degrees Celsius, Merrifield says there's a good chance 2027 may exceed it if El Nino or a temporary warm climate develops in the Pacific. Leo Cruzat, City News, Edmonton.
I guess, some of us, we look forward to it, I suppose, because Canada gets pretty cold and I guess some warmth would be nice. But I guess we're not really thinking of the consequences, like forest fires and I know in BC there was a couple and there was smoke everywhere, and in LA a lot of people had to evacuate their homes and it was very terrible. That's definitely not a plus. Maybe a couple people will be phoning in. Check the link in the description for that link. The password is youth1. Maybe let's watch a video on the BC fires 5 months ago. Let's watch this from CTV News. Let's educate ourselves on forest fires for a moment, and then maybe we'll have some conversation. I know sometimes people are busy, so maybe I'll line up a phone call here and we'll talk. I know we might get some callers from youth centers across Canada. That'll be really awesome. Maybe they'll have some experience with this. Alright, let's get to the video.
An update now on BC's wildfire situation as some cooler weather moves into the province. There are currently 142 fires burning, with 51 of them out of control. On Sunday, the Cariboo Regional District issued an evacuation order for 85 parcels and 42 structures near the Smoky Lake fire area, adding them to hundreds of other properties in the region that have been ordered evacuated since Friday. Multiple evacuation alerts and orders also remain in place for the Mine Creek and Beef Trail Creek wildfires. Officials say today is expected to bring slightly cooler and unsettled weather to the central and southern interior, where local downpours are possible, which could really help with the firefight. Meanwhile, the air quality index across the lower mainland is expected to improve today as smoky conditions move out. The BC Wildfire Service says smoke should become more localized to areas near active fires. While Metro Vancouver is spared, special air quality statements are in place across many other parts of the province from increased smoke levels.
Not good. Okay, let's see, maybe I'll have someone call in. How many viewers do we got here? Alright, we had one comment. I heard that Nico guy is a cool dude. Thank you, Bambalorian, you legend. Alright, I got someone that could call in right now. He's my little brother, and he's in Paris right now. For him, it's 8 p.m. It's almost 3 o'clock right now for me. So let's see what he's up to. And then maybe some more people will call in. We'll have a big group discussion type thing going on. And that's one thing I really liked about going to the youth center, is having group discussion and just hearing everyone's perspective on things and sharing. It's really healthy. Thanks again, Bambalorian, for the comment. You're super dope. I used to work with him. He's a pretty cool guy. Has drone experience and video editing stuff. He actually brought me along to a live stream once, and I helped set things up. It was really cool. We were like live streaming I think it was an indigenous music festival, and it was like really cool music. All right, I got Éden on the phone. Let's see what he's up to. All right, I think you're live now.
Hello.
Hello. How's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I was just watching videos on. I just read an article on how Canada is gonna be hotter this year by like.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I was like, I remembered that there was some forest fires in BC and stuff, and like I watched a video on what people think, and like one kid, he was like, I like the heat, so I'm kind of happy, but global warming sucks, like.
Yeah.
So, but I was just saying like how it's definitely nice that it's gonna get warmer, but there's like more risk for forest fire and stuff.
Yeah, and less snow in the wintertime.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I don't know who doesn't love snow.
Yeah. 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 Is like, so where are you? Where are you from? And maybe like say like a couple things about your community.
Well, I'm from Canada, specifically from Farm Point. It's like a little village. I'd say it's kind of like the country, but not like low or anything. It's more forest and mountains, I believe. And it's a wonderful community. We have a really beautiful village nearby called Wakefield. I think a lot of people know about that. And you know, I grew up going there a lot, hanging out with people. You definitely meet a lot of people, meet a lot of friends. It's pretty cool.
For sure.
And yeah, you said that, and right now I'm in Paris because I do modeling.
Yeah. Nice. So, do you see like any snow there?
Aside from like mountains, I haven't really seen any snow since I was here, and I got to Italy in January, so I wasn't really experienced Paris when there was snow.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a lot warmer here than it is over there in Canada.
Mm. Nice. So, how long have you been in Paris?
And now I was just staying here for a week, so I'm gonna be back home on the 10th. But I was in Milan since January, so at least a month, like a close to 2 months. I've been in Europe now.
Nice. And do you see like negative effects of global like environment problems, like global warming or anything like that, like while you're traveling?
Not that I'm familiar, because I haven't really lived here for that long to really say anything. Yeah, I don't know, to be honest. Not that I can think of. All I can say is that I didn't see snow while I was here. That's about it. Aside from, of course, the mountains or the Alps or whatever you call it.
Okay. Do you see any like pollution or?
Oh, I guess there is. I think it's like Milan. They have like certain times they have, I think they call it like yellow air or something.
Like smog or something.
Yeah, there's that. Other than that,
that comes from like factories, I guess.
Maybe, yeah. I don't know. Probably also humidity.
Mm. So like, how do you spend time when you're back home in Farm Point? Like, are there any like activities going on, or do you like entertain yourself most of the time?
Well, when I'm home, it's usually I try to focus a lot on like I guess wellness, like just taking care of myself, like where I live, I can do saunas. There's a waterfall in my backyard. I go for runs. I just karate. Like not many people know about the karate that we have in Farm Point, but it's like the best.
Mm-hmm.
And other than that, I mean, I like making music, playing video games,
Mm-hmm.
and of course, hanging out with friends. Because I mean, I have a neighbor who's been my childhood friend forever. So.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you take care of yourself and you do like a lot of sports and creative things like
Yeah.
making music. What like if you're if do you like did you say you work out and or like take care of your health, I guess? Like what does that look
Yeah.
like?
Well, saunas. Karate is a lot of cardio exercise. Like you do a lot of push-ups, a lot of movements and stuff like that. And of course, I like going for just like runs. Like I like to run up like a steep hill because that takes a lot of energy. So, and I don't do it often, but I do try to, exercise within, I guess, what I can. Like when you're at home or something, you do push-ups and whatever else you can do, I suppose.
Yeah. Are there like any like I know in Farm Point there's like a new like workout kind of station like with like benches and stuff. Like do you ever use like things like that like at parks? Like here or like when you're like traveling like
I've done it before. I haven't been doing it, but I definitely would suggest, like if you're traveling, definitely find like a cool gym to go to. I think that's something I want to start doing.
mm-hmm.
For when I'm at home, you don't even have to like go to a gym. You can go to one of the parks and just like use whatever they have there.
Yeah, like they have monkey bars, you can do like push-ups and stuff.
That's it. Yeah.
Melanie is asking about said spiritual wellness question mark.
I read a book on Catholicism or
Yeah.
Catechism.
Okay.
So that's a cool book to read. I don't read a lot, but when I do read anything, it's usually religious stuff.
Mm-hmm. So do you think religion is like a big part of like your mental health or like
Depends what you mean by mental health, I suppose.
I don't know, like just keeping you like happy or maybe like so you don't get depressed like easily and like you're like sometimes people like they get depressed and the only way like to get out of it is like to maybe buy a therapist or something, but like like maybe mental health like as in like you're working on it yourself, like does religion play a big part of that?
I'd say the philosophy of what I believe in helps a lot, but I wouldn't discredit people who probably have like real physical mental issues.
Yeah.
Because I don't think I've struggled with real physical mental issues because I've always been able to have a specific mindset that makes me feel like I'm like strong, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
I try to think about stuff and how I should think about it. So I don't know. But yeah, definitely praying. Like if I'm ever going through something bad, like when I used to smoke weed, so if I get paranoid, prayer is definitely the number one thing I would do more than anything.
I guess like if someone might not be religious, like a good alternative to, well, I mean, like, you don't necessarily need to be religious to pray, but I guess like a good alternative to that would be like meditation, I guess, like just
Exactly,
like
yeah.
calming your mind and
Well,
like,
that's what prayer is, pretty much.
yeah. I mean, most people like praying is almost like sometimes you're like speaking, like talking or something, but like meditation might be like, or it could look like just like calming your mind and like trying not to have any thoughts, and then just like,
Yeah, true.
there's different types of meditation, but
Well, I know that I'm sure there's meditation where you probably listen to like soothing music.
yeah,
That probably helps, and
that
that's
could
like
help.
it's good to try to listen to something you think might help soothe you. Maybe that like kind of faith in what you think might help you probably would help you a lot.
Mm-hmm. So that really covered like how you spend time in your community, like what kind of activities you take part of, and then we talked about like maybe mental health and physical health a bit,
Yeah.
which you made some good points. I think people might help some people. Yeah, maybe, like, and you mentioned like we're doing like home workouts, like not using any equipment. So it's like some people might feel the need to use equipment, and then that holds them back from even working out.
Yeah, well, I mean, I find the best workout you can probably do is cardio, because that helps with your stamina and stuff. And I think that's the most important, especially if you're going to do hard workouts. You need good cardio. So if there's anything you're going to do every day, you should just go out for a run or just walk or run.
Yeah, walking is good, especially if like you're not able to do cardio like as easily. Like
Yeah,
just
exactly.
walking, like, and then like maybe
Hiking.
like walking like a certain amount of time, and then like next time you try to go further and further. And sometimes what's helpful is like if you could find a walk where it's like just a loop, so you just keep going, and then you reach where you began, and that's like feels less exhausting, I suppose.
That's what I want to do more of ever since I went to Scotland. I just wanted to hike everywhere because how beautiful it is. So I think I've gained a new appreciation for people who hike. You just get a bag, bring some water, maybe some food. You get to sit down somewhere, eat somewhere beautiful, right? Definitely need to do more hiking.
So you said that in your town, like you. Let's see, there's a comment here. Melanie is asking, what do you do to help someone? Give an example, and do you try to do it regularly?
I sort of speaking to rather make someone, because most people, you know, feel like they're opposing anything. So I try to speak in my own experience and tell them more how I...
Hold on, you're echoing a little bit. I don't know if that's on my end or... Okay, it's better. I think there was a glitch. But yeah, can you continue? Yeah, the question was basically... Do you remember you were saying? I was just gonna refresh your mind with the question.
I was just gonna say the question again.
Yeah, it's what do you do to help someone, and do you try to do it regularly?
A lot of people don't like when they feel like you're trying to impose something on them, so what I do is I just talk about how I help myself in ways that I help myself in order to maybe your own experiences might open someone's eyes or something.
Yeah.
Or maybe they'll learn something from you. You gotta have like a moral compass, what's good and what's bad, and you gotta stick to it confidently, and that in itself will probably lead to helping other people who need it and who ask for your guidance or or maybe they don't ask for it again. So maybe you're just having a conversation or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess that's kind of what this podcast is all about, or this broadcast. So it's good that people are doing that for each other. So I hope this broadcast brings that energy to people that don't always get the chance to have that. Yeah, some people live in like small towns. They don't have like a lot of people, and like sometimes it's hard to find people with like the same things to like relate to and and share those things. Yeah. So you said that you spend time with your friends when you're in your town. Like, what are the kinds of things that you do if you guys spend time together?
Like, I don't really live here, so I don't I didn't grow up here like I did back at home, but with the friends that I have made.
Not in Paris, but like for now, we could talk about that too.
Oh, okay.
But the question was mostly for like Farm Point. We could get into that too, like, because that could be interesting for some people.
Well, growing up, it was a nice community, so you got to play with a lot of neighbors, outside, played a lot outside and stuff. But now, like, we just kind of do activities, I suppose. We go out, go eat, maybe go to the bar, maybe stick around, watch movies together. Yeah, it doesn't get better than that.
Yeah. And so you said you go to the bar. Like, how old are you?
I'm 22.
Okay. So if you're like under 18, well, in Quebec at least, if you're under 18, maybe don't go to the bar.
I play video games. Yeah, I play video games with my friends too. It's it's not crazy, but you can appreciate it. I don't know. I appreciate it. Appreciate what I have. That's what's most important.
Well, sometimes there's some good music at the bars, but you'd probably want to go with like your parents or something. I definitely ended up at like a lot of clubs and stuff when I was a teenager, but it was usually events that were like 16 and over, and there was not really alcohol.
If this is for like the youth to look at and to try to get ideas of what to do, well, then I just suggest like play sports with your friends. Like if you're still in high school, do activities in high school. That's like the one thing I missed out on. Join that basketball team just for fun. Like, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't even matter if you think you're good enough or not. Like they'll find a place for you, and like you'll be able to get some activity and meet friends. I didn't want to play football, but the coach was like, "You need to join the team," and then I just did it anyways, and like it was definitely fun, but like I didn't like I don't know, it was very violent, so it wasn't like my type of game, I guess. Like watching it though. So like, how do you like while you're traveling? Like you probably, if you're like moving a lot, like you're probably not seeing the same friends all the time. Like, what do you do, or like how do you meet these people, and like do you keep in contact with them, and like what kind of things do you guys do, like to have fun? Or
we meet a lot more. It's like work. It's like having work friends. You usually just meet during work. So a lot of times I catch up with old friends because we're at the same casting or something, and maybe we go out to eat something because aside from doing like activities, like physical activities and all that, like sometimes it's nice to just I don't know, go somewhere to eat, just have a chat. Maybe you want to have a picnic with your friends or something like that. That's the kind of vibe, especially since when you're in the fashion week, you're working pretty much every day, so you don't have time to hang out too long or stay up too long. So it's nice to just hang out and talk. I think, just have conversations with each other. Like, if I could, I would totally go out with friends, go to the gym, find fun things to do for sure. Just maybe do like sightseeing or something.
Do you do a lot of sightseeing by yourself?
I used to. I was doing it a lot, but not at the moment. I've kind of, time to time, I'll probably go somewhere that I haven't been. But at the moment, you know, I don't really have time to do too much, especially since I kind of prefer the country and I'm always in the city. But yeah, I did a lot when I first came around. I went to go visit things I always wanted to visit, which was cool.
Nice. What was the thing you wanted to visit the most?
Well, I remember when I was like younger, I remember seeing like artists that I liked. They would like pose in front of a cathedral, and I was like, one day I'm gonna do that or something. And it just so happens I was working in that city where the cathedral was, so I went to visit it. And
What was the
yeah,
cathedral?
I think it's called like Duomo. It's in Milano. Duomo.
Did you like the interior? It looks cool. See how
Yeah, I did mass one time. It was nice.
it looks like
So
I'll
I
put up a
guess,
picture here in a
if
moment.
you don't want to pay to go inside, just go to mass. It's free, so you can go inside for free. Pro tip.
It's free. Is it free every day?
If there's mass every day, it depends what the schedule's like, but it's not free. There's two parts of inside the building. One for, you know, looking at probably paintings, or I don't know. There's one side where you have to pay, and the other side is just for probably locals to go to church, you know, mass and stuff. And that side is free, obviously.
That's cool. There's like a lot of like the ceiling looks like it's like like stained glass. I don't know if that's
Yeah, something like that. I forget.
well.
I haven't been inside
The altar looks
for a while.
cool.
Yeah. It's funny because the real mass doesn't happen in the big area. It happens like behind this little small area, and it's like when I went there, I didn't go on a Sunday, but I went there on a weekday. It was kind of small, surprisingly. But the one
It's
in
cool.
France, which is also, I forget the one in France is called.
Nice. So that was like
Something.
the top thing you wanted to go visit.
Yeah, it was just something that like it'd be nice to do that. Take a picture or something.
Nice. So let's go back to Farm Point. Like when you're hanging out with your friends and stuff, are there things like you think you're missing, or are there like resources that you think you would like to have that maybe other communities have? What are like the top things you would like to see in your community? Like what resources do you need the most?
I don't want to say like we have, because we do have a lot already. Like a pretty, you know, we have a nice park with basketball hoops. You know, I don't know if there is anything, but it's a good question because it helps try to figure out like what people need. So I'm trying to figure that out. I mean, maybe we need more events. You know, it'd be nice to, you know, just like, you know, you go for a walk randomly and like, oh, there's an event going on. I don't think we get too many in my area. You know, maybe like once a year we have like that skating event. I don't know if we still do it, but it's not.
Yeah,
It's
there's like a
not like
hockey one
big
too.
events.
Yeah, I know sometimes there's like something called Musical Mondays, but I feel like that doesn't, maybe that things like that are not happening enough. I remember when I was going to youth groups and stuff, like the people before they built the skate park, they came to us and they wanted to ask like for our opinions of like what the place should look like, because it used to just be a like a community made skate rink.
Yeah.
But there was some money that was available to put into it to like rebuild, and they added like a skate park and skate stuff. It's really nice. I remember I I asked like them to build like a stage, like so like we could have like live music. That didn't happen. It was just probably expensive, but that would have been nice because we probably have more events. But maybe because of the neighbors and stuff, it's there's like a zoning thing. Like,
I remember as a kid, I think there was when there wasn't that big um, skating rink just established there. There's like people playing softball, and I think there was sometimes like a stage there where people actually did music.
yeah, it doesn't have to be big. Like,
Wasn't there, like,
when I was a kid, like I
inflatables
wanted it to
and
be huge, like Blues Fest. Like,
Mm.
you definitely like to see more events, like just music or like sports too, I guess. Like,
Like events with multiple activities, you know,
yeah,
events that bring communities together. It's like,
right.
you know, you need all your neighbors to get along and get
Yeah.
together and stuff.
Yeah, especially like activities that include youth from the ages of like
Yeah, that's why
whatever
like, sports is a big.
to like
It's
29.
fun. Yeah.
Do you find like transportation to be an issue in your community? I know like there's
Definitely.
there's like a new bus system, but have you ever used it, and like has it
I
been
use it a
helpful?
lot. I use it a lot, and it's helpful to an extent. But like, you know, if you're trying to get back from the city at a later hour, good luck with that. You have to.
Yeah,
I think you can't really get back from the city at a later hour to Farm Point because they're. I don't know
it
when their
cuts off at
last
like
bus
10 or
is.
something.
Something
Or
like
like
that, and then
9
it
or
comes back. Yeah,
yeah,
and it comes back at like 5 or 6. So
yeah. You can't
that
really.
that's something that's kind of sad.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
Well, most jobs, like if you're just starting out, they want you to work like really late sometimes, like, or that's the only available hours.
Yeah.
So if you end up like having to buy a taxi, I guess that would be the only option.
Mhm.
And that's like that would be like $40 or something, like if you're going from like downtown. So it's not really sustainable, I guess. So
No.
what do you think they should have like buses going like 24/7?
I can only imagine that's probably not a good financial investment because there's probably not a lot of people out use
Yeah.
it. But
A lot of people
yeah,
have
if it
cars,
could
I
be
guess.
that too. But if it could be, I totally would because it'd be nice to go hang out with my friends in like Ottawa or Gatineau and not have to like leave at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock. Plus, I never really get to experience the city growing up because there was never a lot of transportation.
Yeah, that stuff is recent. We covered more community activities like sports and music and youth inclusive like activities and transportation, I guess. So, do you go to a youth center in Farm Point, or have you gone to a youth center? Like,
Not in a long time, but I've been there.
what would you say was the best part of
Well, I remember there was when we'd hang out at the skate rink, you know, you got a bunch of high school kids coming up and people skating and having fun. There was activities in the break room, free snacks, all that. Also, I remember, I think one time, I think it was a bit later, and I think we were like watching a movie outside. That was pretty cool.
that was cool.
Yeah, those are definitely the highlights for me, at least.
And like, how old were you when you first went to one of these youth center?
I can't say. Maybe I could have been like, I don't know. I could have been at least 17.
So 17.
I know there's other youths as well. I was probably there at a younger age, but not specifically like the one in Low.
Hmm.
I think I've been there, but I can't say how old I was. But
Did you go after school, like when you were in high school, or?
Well, definitely not the one in Low, but the one in Wakefield, yeah.
Well, what high schools or high school did you go to?
I did go to St. Mike's, but I never experienced the youth program stuff over there. And even if there was one there probably was, I don't know, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't have gone. I would have just wanted to go home, do my own thing.
Yeah.
And also, Wakefield is where everyone was going.
Right.
So,
Did you ever go to the youth center there, like the after school thing at the community center? Like they'd have like an Xbox and stuff like that.
yeah, sometimes there was fun. It was simple, just like food. Some people watch TV, but what we most importantly did is we just hung out and talked.
Yeah.
We'd go outside, hang out, and talk.
Yeah, it's a good meetup spot.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice. It's definitely a safe place to meet up after school, or just to like.
Yeah.
If you go on walks, like I would just go like on adventures, we would say, and just walk in the forest, and then, or just like walk around town and like go swimming and stuff, and then we would just go there after, like calm down, because like maybe we can't go to each other's houses or whatever, and then that's just a good spot to like relax. Like it's like a second home, I guess. So that's cool. Do you know if that's still around? I know it's probably been a while, but
I could imagine it is, but not that I'm aware of. I haven't been around there.
Okay, so
some time.
So the best part of that would be like just having a place to meet up and having like having access to like food and a kitchen and stuff.
Yeah, definitely. I think food is always the big factor.
Yeah.
People just have you heard there's gonna be some like pizzas or something there, like.
Yeah, it's fun to have pizza. Sometimes people don't get it very often, so it's like a good treat, and it's like a social thing. So how does like your town in Farm Point address the needs that you have? Like one need you might have is like the transportation. Like I guess we talked about that a little bit. Yeah, do you have anything to add on like how the
I just don't think
adds,
there's enough people. I don't know. There can be in Farm Point. I forget what it's called. Like what is it called? It's like the people who make like the decisions or something. What do you call that? I forget.
I don't know, like the council or
something like that. Yeah. I don't know. Not the greatest, I don't think, because they're taxing people with like really high, charging people for like Airbnbs, very, at a unreasonable amount. So I don't think that's really cool.
So you think they should change that?
100%.
Is that like
I'm only 22. I didn't live there like an adult, paying bills and all that, so I can't really say too much. Is in my experience. I can't really say like I've experienced like anything crazy that the Farm Point or the council has done for me that I really it's not much. Because what came to mind was really just the fact that they are charging people for Airbnbs like a lot of money, I think. And, I don't.
Is that just in like this town, like Farm Point or Chelsea, I suppose?
Yeah.
What do you think about community action to address youth needs? Like, do you see it happening enough, or do you think there's some changes that could be made?
I don't know. I feel like everything's so like can be even out, and everything's so like balanced in a way that like most youth don't have any like reason to be ambitious about making any change, because most youth feel like there's like nothing.
Well, what do you think about
change.
Like the community? Like it could be like adults. Like, do you think like adults could be doing more? Like, because they ultimately like have all the power, I guess. Or maybe like youth should they be speaking up more about like what they need in their community? Okay.
I'd say so. I don't know. I feel like, if you address like the bus thing, it's like, well, not enough people are probably, you probably don't need like too much, buses like 24 hours. It's probably not necessary in our community, but it would be nice. It'd be something probably useful and benefit a few people.
Yeah. Well, even
Maybe
in
not
Montreal, like the metro isn't 24/7. So it's
I mean,
like,
I guess maybe for the sake of the environment, maybe we should have more, like use, and also it's cheaper, rather than it's probably cheaper. I don't know. I think if you do the math, maybe it's not like insanely cheaper.
well,
Cause,
it's about $5 like for our bus,
right,
and like
which is
I think in town it's like $3.75 or something. It's like probably not sustainable like for youth, because then like to go to where you're going and then to come back home it's $10. Like that's like half your hourly salary. Like
well, it's probably based on,
it adds up like $10 like a day. Like,
well, they probably charge people from Chelsea that, because I guess maybe isn't Chelsea like a little over middle class or something?
yeah, for most people for sure. But even if you're coming like from the bus goes into like Masham and like all the way to Wakefield and Chelsea and Gatineau. Like not everyone there like has the same income.
Yeah. Well, you can definitely get like long rides if you go from like one place to the other as well, which is cool. I guess it could also have to do with the fact that like Ottawa is like in Ontario, and then like we're in like Quebec, but we're like right near each other, so it's like the split between Ontario and Quebec is maybe that could be a problem as well. A lot of people from Quebec need to go to Ontario, so they experience different transportation stuff like that.
Sorry, I have a couple more questions, and so what are creative ways to travel and learn from communities? Like while you've been traveling, like what have you learned about maybe like what other, like if you've met locals and like how do they spend time, or like what have you learned from them that you might want to bring back?
Well, I don't think I've spent enough time around locals to really say too much. I mean, I think it's harder to learn from people when you're in the city compared to when you're probably in the country. So I didn't experience enough of the country aside from when I went to Scotland. The short stay that I've been here, you learn, I guess, like a few things. Like most, like I'd say like 95% of businesses don't do like tips and stuff, like ask for tips or anything.
Yeah, sometimes it's like the tip is already added, right? Do you think do you like that better? Like not, like just not tipping at all, like not even having the option for it. Like, do you think that they like the places you visited where they don't accept tips? Like, do you think they're maybe being treated better or getting paid like enough to live?
I think that's.
Or is it just a cultural thing?
I think I imagine people in Europe are probably getting better paid. I don't know. I think that's a part of it too. They get a lot more like waitresses or waiters in Europe probably get a better living wage than people who need to rely on tips.
Well, how would you compare like the grocery prices and stuff like that? Like, is it more affordable? Like, if you had the same income, like minimum wage here, it's like $14 or $15. Like, would you be able to survive on? Like, it's definitely, things are expensive here, but if you took that salary and brought it to Europe, like, would you be able to survive like on your own?
I don't know. everything's expensive nowadays. Like I have to account for like a place of my own and stuff, which is, you know, you're never gonna get anything cheap when it comes to that.
Yeah,
And
if you're like
groceries, I
living
mean, groceries are, in my opinion, probably like there's certain things that you could probably get generally cheaper at like a market, but overall, I wouldn't necessarily say it's cheaper because like, you know, if you have like two of the same chocolate bars and they're one's, you know, €1 and the other's $1 Canadian, well, it's gonna be more expensive getting the one
hmm
in euros. So I think it can be slightly more expensive depending how the shop owners are pricing things, you know.
Yeah. So it's good to like shop around so you can see all the prices.
Yeah, I don't know. It's I imagine if you want to live somewhere affordable, maybe go to Asia or something.
hmm So like, so how are you able to travel? Like, like are you finding creative ways to be able to travel more, or
Yeah, I mean, I've been learning. I've been learning more than anything. You know, like booking my own flight for the first time was an interesting experience. Going on a train from Milan to Paris was also a good experience, like a new experience. And
do you
the more I
have
do those
ways?
things,
Do you have ways of like finding, like saving money, like finding like cheaper flights or like tickets? Like, does that help? Like, do you just pay for the cheapest ticket you could find, or do you go for like the like first class?
well, 90% of the time, my stuff are booked through an agency, so I don't really book it myself.
Mm.
And a lot of the time, you know,
So
you don't
work
really
is
have
helping you travel, like
yeah,
yeah.
100%.
So sometimes
Because I don't have to
it's
pay up
good to
front.
find sometimes you could find like work, like jobs that allow you to travel.
Yeah.
Well, I know like modeling, that's a way to that you could travel, and then there are some like as a technician, there's like opportunities to travel, like, and they'll pay for like your plane and stuff, like, and you just go and work on like a production, like and set up the equipment. So there's like lots of like jobs
Yeah.
that allow you to travel. You just gotta find them.
I think there's something you can do also in Australia where they like pay for your flight and your like accommodation and stuff when you work for like a certain amount of time. I forget what it was. I think it was like mining something. I forget. Yeah,
Yeah,
there's a lot of cool stuff
there's
you can
definitely
do. Like,
opportunities. So one more question is, where would you like to go, and how could maybe a youth center help you do that? Like,
where would
where would you like to go? Like, what experiences would you like to have, and how could a youth center organize that so it happens for youth? Like, what would you like?
in a way that you don't have to like spend money to do it. I'd say I think it's always it's nice to do like activities where
Mm-hmm.
you pack a lunch, pack whatever you got, like water and stuff, and like do like a cool like little hiking trip. You
Mm-hmm.
have to spend too much money doing stuff like that. I think,
So, yeah, even like
I think it's
camping,
cool.
like
Oh yeah, that's cool too. Camping.
I remember we
for sure.
we did that with B and Become. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, stuff like that is definitely, I think, is as good as it gets without needing to spend like a crazy amount of money. You know, if you want to go in a different country or something.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I guess you could say that you'd like youth centers to organize more like hiking trips or like picnics to like go out and explore.
Yeah, do more sport activities as well. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Just anything physical, get physically active or something.
Nice. That I've been live for like an hour and a half, and unfortunately no one. Well, you called in. That's fortunate, but no one from youth centers called in this time. We could definitely try again later. Definitely covered a lot of topics on this one, so thanks for coming on.
Alright, no problem.
Do you have anything you want to add or to talk about?
Just take care of your wellness, you know. Your body is your temple, so take care of it.
That's your message for the youth?
Yeah.
Okay. That's a pretty good message.
Alright, it was a good chat. Till next time.
Alright, see ya. Take care.
See ya. Thanks.
So that was Éden, my little brother. We talked about a lot of things about community, and we learned a lot about his traveling experiences and the way he spends time with meeting new friends from different communities. And definitely go on our YouTube channel and check out a lot of the video podcasts that we have. This is my introduction here. We got an interview with Akaris, with Jesse, the interviewer. It's a great podcast. They talk about mental health and what it's like kind of feeling like an outcast in your community, especially if you're coming in from abroad and in a new environment that's unlike the one at your home. We got an interview with Jade and Jesse, his sister. They definitely get into a lot of cool topics about living in rural life, rural communities. We got a video with Bonnie, a worker at Become, talking about taxidermy with Jesse. Interesting video. Taxidermy is pretty cool. Can be scary, but it's definitely cool. And then we got a video here with Kevin Morris, key person to having this broadcast up and running, and has worked with the community of Casabazua quite heavily and other communities. This is a great interview, lots to learn. And then the first episode, definitely check it out. They're talking to a youth from the community, Bonnie and Jesse. So there's a lot of great content here to be watched, and obviously thank you for getting us past 50 subscribers. It means a lot to the community, and we hope to reach 500 subscribers so that we could accept memberships, and that would allow us to secure a little bit more funding to bring up the production and maybe have some special guests on. So 500 subscribers is our new goal, and we're here at 77 subscribers, which is amazing. And yeah, thank you all for the support. Yes, hope to see you on the next one. Please like, subscribe, and share. And next time maybe we'll have some callers from youth centers across Canada. And for now, this was a good podcast or broadcast with Éden from Farm Point in Quebec, Canada. All right, take care. Like, subscribe, share.